Now discuss uh, history towards freedom and partition 1939 to 1947. So first we see nationalist response in the wake of World War II. So here you can crisis, Congress crisis of method of struggle in the aftermath of the civil disobedience movement. There was some disarray within the Congress in Gandhi's perception. There was rising corruptions and indiscipline in the organization. He was also unhappy with the rivalries and petty squabbles among the Congress leaders. There were issues of bogus membership and unethical means unemployed in trying to getting into the Congress committees and controlling them. Gandhi firmly believed that the Congress should first put its house in order before the movement could again be launched. So, besides, he also felt the masses were not in the mood for a struggle. There were others who felt that the struggle should continue. So, Haripura and Tripuri session, Subhash Bose view. Subhash Chandra Bose was president of the Bengal Provincial Congress Committee. His main area of work lay in the organization of the youth and promoting the trade union movement. Subhash Bose did not agree with Gandhiji and other leaders of the Congress on many aspects of the struggle for leaders of the Congress on many aspects of the struggle for freedom. He along with Jawaharlal Nehru opposed the Motilal Nehru report, which spoke for dominant status for India. Okay, so Bose was all for full independence. He also announced the formation of the Independence League. Formation of the Independence League when the Lahore Congress session under Jawaharlal Nehru presidency adopted a resolution that the Congress goal would be Purna Swaraj. Okay, so Bose fully endorsed the decision. He was again fully active in the Salt Satyagraha movement. In 1930, forcing the government to arrest him, he was vehemently against the suspension of the civil disobedience movement and the signing of the Gandhi Arvind Pact in 1931, especially as the government refused to negotiate on the death sentence for Bhagat Singh and his associations. From all this, we get a clear idea that Bose was a man of action and radical ideas. Haripura at the Congress meetings in Haripura, Gujarat, in February 1938, Bose was unanimously elected president of the session. He was firm in his belief that the Congress ministries in the provinces had immense revolutionary potential, and he said in his presidential address, Bose also talked of an economic development of the country, though planning and was instrumental in setting up a national planning committee. Later, the session adopted a resolution that the Congress would give moral support to those who were agitating against the governance in the friendly states. In the following months, the international situation was highly disturbed. There were clear signs that Europe was going to be embroiled in war. Okay, 1939, Subhash wins, but Congress faces internal strife. In January 1939, Subhash Bose decided to stand against the president's post in the Congress. Gandhi was not happy with Bose's candidature. Bose said that he represented the new ideologies, problem and programs that had come out of the progressive surfeining of the anti-imperialist struggle in India. However, Sardar Patel, Rajendra Prasad, J.V. Kripalani, and some other members of the Congress Working Committee pointed out that It was in the various Congress bodies such as working committee that the ideologies and programs were developed. Moreover, the position of the Congress President was more of a constitutional one, representative and symbolic of the country, of the unity of the nations. They favored the candidates supported by Gandhi, namely Pallavi Sitaramaya, Subhash Bose won the election by 1580, and votes against 1377. He got the full support of the Congress Socialist Party and the Communists. The Gandhi congratulated both on his victory and also declared that Pattavi's defeat is my defeat. Now it became a Gandhi versus Bose issue. Tripuri. In March 1939, the Congress sessions took place at Tripuri in the central provinces near Jabalpur and present Madhya Pradesh. It was obvious that all was not well within the Congress. The working committee, the ruling body of the Congress, is not elected but nominated by the president. The election, the Congress The ruling body of the Congress is not elected but nominated by the President. The election of the President is thus a constitutional opportunity, though which the membership expressed the nature of the leadership of the Congress. With Bose's victory, the polarizations in terms of ideology and method of future struggle was clear. Thus, the election of Bose in the face of the opposition of the official machine led to a sharp inner crisis. Subhash Bose had accused the working committee leaders as being ready to reach a compromise with the government on the matter of federation. Now those leaders felt they could not work with a president who had publicly cast doubts on their nationalistic principles and resigned from the working committee. Bose was ill when the Tripuri session took place, but he attended it, and in his presidential speech, he prophesied that an imperialist war was about to take place in Europe. That an imperialist war about to take place in Europe. He declared, in the first place, we must give clear and unique vocal expression to what I had been feeling for some time past, namely that the time has come for us to raise the issue of Swaraj and submit our national demand to the British government in the form of an ultimatum. He was in favor of giving a 6-month ultimatum to Britain. To get the national demand of independence in the ultimatum was rejected. He said mass disobedience movement should be launched in the opposition opinion as Bose was to write later. The Congress was strong enough, just as the masses were ready for such a struggle. He felt that advantage should be taken of the international crisis style. To strive for independence, Gandhi, on the other hand, was firm in the belief that it was not the time for such ultimatums, as neither the Congress nor the masses were yet ready for struggle. He was aware that there were communal discords and class strife, and the lack of unified version of, and that this would undermine any movement. A resolution was moved by Govind Ballabh Pant, reaffirming faith in the Gandhian policies and asking Bose to nominate the working committee, and in accordance with the wishes of Gandhiji, and it was passed without opposition from the socialists or the communists. Apparently, the left was not keen on discarding Gandhi's leadership. However, Gandhi said that he would not like to impose a working committee on the president that since Bose was the president, he should choose the members of the working committee and lead to the Congress. Yeah. Uh, Bose continued the efforts to win Gandhi's confidence, but did not succeed. Bose to nominate. Bose continued his effort to win Gandhi's confidence, but he did not succeed. Bose refused to nominate the new working committee. Bose wanted an immediate struggle led by Gandhi, whereas Gandhi was firm in his belief that the time was not right for struggle. The problem was that ideologically Gandhi and Bose were on different platforms. Gandhi was not willing to lead a Congress struggle based on the radical lines preferred by both. Okay, Congress was not willing to lead a Congress struggle based on the radical lines preferred by Bose. Okay, even Bose was not willing to. Bose was not willing. Bose was not willing to compromise on his ideas. Gandhi was Gandhi was of the view that he could neither lead the Congress on the basis of his own strategy and styles of politics, surrender the position of the leader. In his reply to the letter from Bose, Gandhi wrote, "The views you expressed seem to be so diametrically opposed to those of the leader or the others, and my own, that I do not see any possibility of bridging them." And Bose had misjudged the support he had got in his election. Even the socialist and the communist, and for the most part, were not keen on a split in the Congress. They realized that a split would reduce the left, which was not very consolidated at the time, to a splinter group. They preferred a united Congress led by Gandhiji. And as the national struggle was of utmost importance, and the Congress was at the time the main organ of this struggle. In the circumstances, Bose saw no option but to resign. She resigned from president's post in April 1939. This led to the elections of Rajendra Prasad as the president of the Congress. The crisis of the Congress had been overcome for the president. In May, Bose and his followers formed the Forward Bloc at Unnao, at a new party within the Congress. But when he gave a call for an all India protest on July 9 against the AICC resolution, the Congress Working Committee took disciplinary action against Bose. In August 1939, he was removed from the post of President of the Bengal Provincial. Among the resolutions at Tripuri was an interesting one relating to China. The Congress sends its greetings to the people of China and its deepest sympathy in their trials and privations in their struggle against ruthless and inhuman imperialism. It congratulates them on their heroic resistance. The Congress expresses its approval of the standing of a medical mission on its behalf of the people of China and trust that the mission was continue to receive full support so that it may carry on its work of successor effectively and be a worthy symbol of Indian solidarity with China. So Congress committee besides being debarred from the holding any effective office in the Congress for a period of 3 years. So Gandhi and Bose ideological difference next to discuss it. Thank you.